This special presentation that we are getting you on Headlines today, on a man officially dubbed a disruptor in Indian politics, Arvind Kejriwal has emerged as a political genius. A man who has powered a political party to national stage in just 2 years. For the next half hour, we look at the elusive mind of a man who in a typical Gandhian fashion drove all the way to meet his attacker, even forcing out an apology from a man who only yesterday abused and slapped him. That was yesterday, a slap that hit headlines across the country. Today, the very same hand that shocked him, held by Kejriwal. In a very public show of magnanimity and forgiveness. The conversation may have been private, but the body language spoke volumes of those watching the obviously stage-managed event. The closeness, the touches, the hugs, and then finally the touching of feet. It was obvious that the echo of yesterday's slap was fading.
हमारे मुख्यमंत्री पहली बार बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ, गलती हो गई इसके लिए सब माफी मांगता हूँ। इसकी मेरे से बहुत बड़ा भूल हुई है, ये मेरे लिए तो भगवान है।
जिस शख्स ने कल मुझे मारा था, लाली, उसके घर गया था सुबह और उसको फूल दिए, उसको फल दिए और उसके अच्छे स्वास्थ्य की कामना की। उसके परिवार से मिला, वो बहुत ही गरीब आदमी है, बेहद गरीब आदमी है वो। बातचीत के दौरान मैंने उससे पूछा, मैंने कहा कि क्यों मारा था। उसने कहा जी मेरी एक ज़मीन का मामला फंसा हुआ है और मुझे लगा आपकी सरकार बड़ी अच्छी है, आपकी सरकार थोड़े दिन और रह जाती तो मेरी ज़मीन मिल जाती मुझे।
The entire drama unfolded in the Sulatnpuri locality. The crowds in the narrow lanes, the meet itself which happened at the doorway of Lalli Prasad's house, just a day before elections in the national capital. Campaigning may have ended yesterday, but Kejriwal's visual drama this morning, the perfect way to keep himself in news without attracting the Election Commission's attention and striking an emotional chord among voters. Arvind Kejriwal has the uncanny ability to exploit any situation to his benefit, even if it was a slap on the face. Kejriwal ensured that a public humiliation became an important political tool. A very swollen left cheek, the somber mood. Kejriwal surrounded by his followers at the Rajghat. Hours earlier, the Aam Aadmi Party chief had been at the receiving end, and a very painful one at that. But the slap was just the trigger. A trigger for a half-hour-long meditation at Rajghat with a multitude of cameras in attendance, followed by a press conference targeting the BJP.
अभी आने वाले दिनों में हमारे ऊपर और भी खतरनाक हमले होंगे, हमारी जान भी ली जा सकती है।
It was supposed to be Modi's day today, another big step in the path of Prime Ministership, but even this moment denied, thanks to Kejriwal. While Modi was being proposed by a tea vendor as the BJP candidate in Vadodara, cameras had turned to tracking Kejriwal's much publicized trip to Sulatnpuri in Delhi to forgive the auto driver who had slapped him. Political opponents say the move is normal for publicity-hungry Kejriwal. The slap has clearly made the impossible possible for Kejriwal, given him the perfect opportunity to even upstage his Varanasi rival, Narendra Modi. In less than 3 years, Arvind Kejriwal turned from a street protester to a serious political contender. Nobody gave him much of a chance in the Delhi elections, but he stunned his political opponents. So much so that it led to some grudging acknowledgement that there was some strength in the man's actions.
भारत माता की जय, वंदे।
A chief minister of the national capital taking oath, a red letter day for any man, but not Arvind Kejriwal. The man in the blue sweater and a muffler could have been any other Delhiite on the streets, understated, invisible, commonplace. But this man once a target of Delhi police, has single-handedly changed politics in India. Not only has he defeated a chief minister, he is now pitted against a potential prime minister of the country.
The AAP phenomenon has been incredible, from obscurity to national recognition in just about 18 months. To assume all this is by chance or it was a change waiting to happen will be foolhardy. It is a part of a powerful thought process unleashed by Kejriwal and company.
A genius acknowledged by none other than Rahul Gandhi after the Aam Aadmi Party's shocking victory in Delhi.
I think the Aam Aadmi Party has involved a lot of people who the traditional parties did not involve. We're going to learn from that.
What Kejriwal had that other political parties did not was a tab on the political pulse on the street, and it was the VVIP culture the Aam Aadmi hated the most. So it was off with the perks of netas, particularly the lal battis adorning the VVIP wheels. Same with the long convoys. Instead of the officious ambassador, Kejriwal travelled in his Aam Aadmi car, a blue Maruti Wagon-R. The simple formula was noticed across the country, particularly by his die-hard opponents. Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray predicted the Aam Aadmi Party challenge was not limited to Delhi, but was a dare to all political parties across the country. A BJP Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar also had praise for his opponent. But the ultimate compliment came from the RSS earlier this year, when the outfit summoned an election review meeting with BJP to take stock of the Aam Aadmi Party challenge. Not bad for a political novice.
Arvind Kejriwal's phenomenal rise in 2 years is the result of a calculated strategy aimed to catch the eye of his constituency, the Aam Aadmi. His actions may appear spontaneous, but behind it is a well-thought-out strategy.
Less than 3 years ago, he was an assistant, an accessory on the stage to Anna Hazare. 2 years later, Arvind Kejriwal was taking oath as the Chief Minister of Delhi. But it was what happened in these 2 years which made a politician out of an agitator. Thousands of aspiring politicians have been forcibly dragged by cops. But Kejriwal knew how to exploit these scenes. And he did that by targeting Congress where it hurt the most: its disconnect with the Aam Aadmi. While other parties targeted macro issues, Kejriwal went for the jugular with direct issues: water bills, power bills, corruption at lowest levels. His target, not only the slum dwellers, but the much ignored middle class. He urged Delhiites on a path to civil disobedience, asking them to tear up their electricity bills. And his party symbol helped, a broom, which promised to sweep away all problems of Delhiites. It became such a potent symbol of that anger that it even overshadowed Aam Aadmi Party's little-known candidates. But the agitator did not fully leave the Neta Kejriwal. In a first, a chief minister was on a dharna, braving the chilly winters of Delhi against the high-handedness of another middle-class villain, Delhi police. The politician also managed a media coup by fulfilling his most popular poll promises in the first few days as Delhi chief minister. And then Kejriwal set his bar higher, targeting Narendra Modi and entering the national political stage. The Aam Aadmi Party chief took the battle to Modi's turf, driving through the state, attracting media attention at every halt, and some unwanted attention. Attention that resonated in the capital, in a full-scale war between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP cadre, the kinds of which was never seen before in Lutyens' Delhi, and setting the stage for a battle royale against the political royalty in Varanasi.
Now, you may love him or hate him, but Arvind Kejriwal has ensured that you can't ignore him. Swiftly, through his actions, some of it very questionable, Kejriwal has joined the legacy, in fact, the league of Indian leaders who have connected with the crowds.
मोदी जी के दामन के ऊपर गुजरात के दंगों के छींटे थे।
इंसान का इंसान से हो भाईचारा।
Arvind Kejriwal, a new brand of Indian politics. A maverick brand that has changed the way politics was done in this country. Kejriwal is among that brand of powerful political communicators who have instant resonance among people. Love them or hate them, but you cannot stop talking about them. While his direct political opponent is attributed with the same traits, history is witness to many, many more. Former Prime Minister and Congress President Indira Gandhi, referred to as the Gungi Gudiya, she went on to become India's Iron Lady, accused by her political opponents as authoritarian, most loved by her political constituency for her instant and tough decision-making. During the socialist movement, Jai Prakash emerged as the people's voice. In the late 60s and the early 70s, every bit of what Loknayak Jai Prakash said carried massive political weight. George Fernandez has also been credited for capturing the imagination of the country. He was the first and perhaps the only one to have brought the massive Indian rail network to a grinding halt. And very recently, Arvind Kejriwal's one-time mentor Anna Hazare brought Indians onto the streets and the UPA down to its knees.
Now, Kejriwal is not alone in the league of leaders who have been attacked. It's a big list, and most of those targeted are high-profile politicians. But it's the way that Kejriwal has dealt with his attackers that has made all the difference.
In the past 1 month, Arvind Kejriwal has been slapped, he has been punched, and he has been the target of an ink attack. Retribution by the Aam Aadmi Party cadre has always been swift. The attackers beaten up, thrashed. But interestingly, Kejriwal has always emerged the winner. Finance Minister P. Chidambaram targeted by a Sikh protester in a press conference in April 2009. Jarnail Singh, angry over Congress's involvement in the 1984 riots, hurled a shoe at Chidambaram. Interestingly, the same Jarnail Singh is now a Delhi MLA given a ticket by the Aam Aadmi Party. Other targets: Omar Abdullah in 2010, about to address an Independence Day gathering, attacked by a shoe missile. The shoe hurler was a disgruntled police officer. Agriculture Minister Sharad Pawar has also been a target. In November 2011, Harvinder Singh slapped Pawar while he was attending a literary function in Delhi. The youth was arrested and later released. The same attacker, Harvinder Singh, later hurled a flower pot at Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal at a public gathering, but missed by a whisker. Even Rahul Gandhi has not been immune to shoe attacks. The attack happened in January 2012 when Rahul was addressing a public rally. The man, later identified as Kuldeep, was immediately taken into custody.
And before we end this special broadcast, we bring you another one of Arvind Kejriwal's initiative, how he got the famous Gandhi cap back in politics. The BJP has its own version now in saffron color. Even the Congress has taken out its original Gandhi cap. Thank you very much for watching this special presentation on Newsnight.